evening, people. Arno TV is back with you once again, live on YouTube. And you're just going to have to bear with me a moment because that is annoying me behind us. That's better. Sorry about that, people. But I've come back online tonight to give you an update on the staggering situation that is still going on in our skies. And as we've reported to you previously, these objects, these drones, these UAPs are basically flying around our skies with total and utter impunity, just like we told you. And before we get into this broadcast, I want to say a big thank you to LJ from UFO UK, who was on the last broadcast with us. It's great to have someone come on and give their opinion too. So anybody out there that watches Arno TV that wants to be included in that way in the future, then just get in touch with me and you'd be quite welcome to come on. But what we're going to do is, because the news and the updated footage, some more footage should I say, that's come in today, is getting more and more bizarre and just out there with each passing day. I mean, this is just unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. And these drones or UAP sightings, whatever they are spreading all over the place. It is now across multiple states in America. We've got reports coming in from Brazil, which we've spoken about before, which we're going to show you some footage of. I mean, this is just absolutely getting out there, people. It is becoming like a daily event of watching an episode of the X-Files or something of that nature, or a biblical, apocalyptic end of days type movie. Some of the things that we are going to show you today, as I've said, are absolutely unbelievable. So let's go over to the internet, okay? And first of all, what I want to do, okay, because I don't want anybody out there, okay, thinking that, this channel spreads any kind of conspiracy theory or anything of that nature, or is trying to sensationalize the news. We are just bringing you the information, that's rapidly spreading online because of a complete wall of silence from the governments out there, the militaries out there, the media generally. I mean, the media in America have been covering this, but where are the media? Where are the mainstream media in the UK? This is unbelievable, this wall of silence. But we spoke about some things yesterday in the live stream, which I've brought up a few times, about these congressional hearings that have taken place, these disclosure hearings in 2023 and 2024, where it is on record, like I've said before, that they have admitted in Congress that the American government and others are fully aware that they are in possession of non-human technology, non-recovered, non-human crafts, okay, and also have non-human biologics. And we were also talking about on yesterday's stream about the fact that people have been intimidated and threatened, and if not worse, to keep all this a secret, okay? And this has been kept from the world for decades. I want people out there to think about this. This has been kept from humanity for decades. And people in the past that have brought this kind of stuff up were regarded as crazy, would have lost their positions, probably ended up in some kind of mental institution of some kind, on a psych ward. This is what has happened to people in the past when they have tried to approach this subject. And just to start here, just to show you people, that we are not making this stuff up, excuse me, I'm going to start on the Michael Lofton show, okay? Make sure you give him a like and a subscribe, okay? And we're going to show you some of the congressional hearings, okay, that have taken place last month in November. And I want people out there to realise that when I came online and put the first video up about this, which, I'd been mulling over in my head for a while whether I should do that, but it got to a point where I could ignore it no longer. I want people out there that thought I was winding them up, yeah, to watch what I'm just about to show you in Congress. So let's just start here first today, and then we'll move on to some unbelievable updates and unbelievable footage that has come in the last 24 hours, which, as I said, this crisis that's going on with all these sightings all over the world, spreading across multiple states now in America, it is not going away. It is intensifying day by day. But let's start here and let's just listen to some of these congressional hearings so you people out there can start to realise that I've not been winding anybody up and I have not been making any of this stuff up. This is in Congress. Okay?
Content that you're seeing from this channel, I would really appreciate your support. All right, let's watch just a few minutes of this where he's before Congress and he's making some pretty incredible statements here. Again, intelligence officer from the Pentagon. I mean, this is just wild stuff.
I will now recognize Mr. Elizondo for his opening statement.
Greetings, Chairwoman Mace, Chairman Grothman, Ranking Members Connolly and Garcia, and members of the committee. It is my honor and privilege to testify before you on the issue of unidentified anomalous phenomenon, formerly known as UFOs. On behalf of our brave men and women in uniform and across the intelligence community, as well as my fellow Americans who have awaited this day, thank you for your leadership on this important matter. Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe. Furthermore, the U.S. is in possession of UAP technologies, as are some of our adversaries. I believe we are in the midst of a multi-decade secretive arms race, one funded by misallocated taxpayer dollars and hidden from our elected representatives and oversight bodies.
Did you hear that, people? Did you hear that, people? That their government, the US government, and others are in possession of non-human technology that's not been made by their government or any other government, and there is a secret arms race that has been going on in secrecy to hide all this from the public. This is Luis Elizondo, which is someone who testified in Congress last month. Okay, let's continue with this. I want people out there to start to realise that this is very, very serious what is going on, and this situation is escalating on a day-by-day basis. Let's continue with Luis Elizondo.
For many years, I was entrusted with protecting some of our nation's most sensitive programs. In my last position, I managed a special access program on behalf of the White House and the National Security Council. As such, I appreciate the need to protect certain sensitive intelligence and military information. I consider my oath to protect secrets as sacred, and I will always put the safety of the American people first. With that said, I also understand the consequences of excessive secrecy and stovepiping. Nowhere was this more apparent than in the aftermath of 9/11, which many of us remember all too well. I believe that America's greatness depends on three elements. A watchful Congress, B, a responsive executive branch, and C, an informed public. Over the last decade and a half, I learned that certain UAP programs were and are operating without any of these elements. Although much of my government work on the UAP subject still remains classified, excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public, all to hide the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos. A small cadre within our own government involved in the UAP topic has created a culture of suppression and intimidation that I've personally been victim to, along with many of my former colleagues. This includes unwarranted criminal investigations, harassment, and efforts to destroy one's credibility. Most Americans would be shocked to learn that the Pentagon's very own Public Affairs Office openly employs a professional psychological operations officer as the singular point of contact for any UAP-related inquiries from citizens and the media. This is...
Did you hear that, people? Did you hear that? The US government supplies an officer who is basically a PsyOps officer that faces any inquiries or the public or anyone else about this topic. And you also heard Luis Elizondo talking about the intimidation and the threats and the attempting to discredit people who have tried to disclose any of this information. This is very, very, very serious. This is groundbreaking, people. The cat, as we've said, is out of the bag, people. These things are flying around our skies with impunity, and our governments, bearing in mind you've just seen what's been said in Congress, our governments are openly stating to the public that they don't know what these things are, they've no idea where they've come from, and they've no idea what the intentions are of these drones or UAPs that are flying around our skies with utter and total impunity. That is what you are being told by our governments. And here we are in the American Congress, in the disclosure hearings. And this is what is being said on the record, people, on the record. Okay, so anybody that thought Arno's winding us up, or it's some kind of crazy conspiracy theory that he's talking about, do you still think that now, people? Do you still think that now? This is real, this is happening, and the people of the world are being kept in complete and utter darkness about the facts of what actually is happening at the moment. This is unbelievable, people. Unbelievable.
It's unacceptable. Many of my former colleagues and I have provided classified testimony to both the Department of Defense and the Intelligence Community Inspector General, and many of us have subsequently been targeted by this cabal with threats to our careers, our security clearances, and even our lives. This is not hyperbole.
So when we were talking, myself and LJ, yesterday about where people have been threatened and threats of murder, you're hearing it here from the horse's mouth in Congress. This is from Luis Elizondo. Okay, this guy had top security clearance for the American military. This is what we are talking about, people.
But a genuine fact, and this is wrong. To fix these problems, I propose three principal actions. First, Congress and the President should create a single point of contact responsible for a whole-of-government approach to the UAP issue. Currently, the White House, CIA, NASA, the Pentagon, Department of Energy, and others play a role, but no one seems to be in charge, leading to unchecked power and corruption. Second, we need a national UAP strategy that will promote transparency and help restore the American public's trust at a time when the public's trust is at an all-time low. This strategy should include a whole-of-government approach, including the academic and scientific communities, the private sector, and our international partners and allies. Third, Congress should create a protected environment so whistleblowers desperate to do the right thing can come forward without fear. As it currently stands, these whistleblowers suffer because of stigma, a code of silence, and concerns about retaliation. These whistleblowers should be encouraged to come forward in ways that protect them against any forms of retaliation. Policies and procedures should ensure that protection, and for those who refuse to cooperate, it is up to the members of this committee and the other lawmakers to wield their subpoena power against hostile witnesses and prevent additional government funding to those UAP efforts that remain hidden from congressional oversight. In closing, we as Americans have never been afraid of a challenge. In fact, we thrive on them, whether it's eradicating polio or going to the moon. We don't run from a challenge, we take it head on. To the incoming administration and Congress, I say to you, we need immediate public transparency. And this hearing is an important step on that journey. If we approach the UAP topic in the same way as we as Americans have met other challenges, we can restore our faith in our government institutions. Together, we can usher in a new era of accountable government and scientific discovery. I believe that we as Americans can handle the truth, and I also believe the world deserves the truth. Thank you, esteemed members of Congress, for your time today. It is profoundly appreciated by many.
So there we had Luis Elizondo, a former Defense Department researcher who's had top clearance for the American government and is part of these disclosure hearings. You've just heard what this gentleman has said. So do you now, people out there, who are watching this stream or are going to be watching it later on the catch-up, yeah? Do you now believe that our governments don't know what these things are in the sky, these drones or UAPs, have no idea what they are, don't know where they've come from, and have no idea at all what their intentions are, yet at the same time, like we've told you, these things are flying around our skies with complete and total impunity, people. This is exactly what is happening on the 19th of December 2024. This is what's happening, people, and this situation, as we've just told you, is not getting better. It is escalating, people. This is absolutely unbelievable. And, you know, just in case, as I've said, that anybody thought that, or I've said, or myself and LJ were saying yesterday, you know, on the stream, was fantasy or conspiracy theory, this is in the American Congress. And isn't it a coincidence? Okay, that as you know, on the back of these disclosure hearings, and now all this information is slowly trickling out into the public domain, that all of a sudden all these things have shown up in our sky, and the governments are telling everybody that there's no need to panic, but we don't know what they are, we don't know what their intentions are. Does people out there not think that this is a little bit of a coincidence? Okay, that is all I'm saying. Nobody truly knows what's happening, but it seems very, very, very strange that when we have people like this, esteemed people, you know, with top security clearance levels, coming out and making statements like this in public, on the record, okay, that our governments don't know anything. Yeah, this is unbelievable. So let me just move on to what I was about to show you, okay, because I've got some absolutely mind-blowing footage again of what is going on out there. So we're on the channel Mindseat TV, okay? We're going to watch some of this together, and we're going to comment about it, because the things that are going on out there, people, the things that are going on out there are absolutely unbelievable. So let's start here, and we'll add some commentary as we go through and watch this together. But trust me, people, you are going to be gobsmacked at the footage that I'm about to show you, okay?
Oh my God, there's more coming.
Look at this.
What is it?
Orbs coming out of other orbs, strange bird behavior happening in New Jersey right now. The FBI is releasing new statements telling people that all they're seeing is stars and airplanes.
There are no reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace.
The news, on the other hand, is telling people that air bases are being shut down temporarily.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base airspace was closed for about 4 hours Friday night after small unidentified drones were spotted near the base.
Things don't add up.
Med Flight 8 Better Centaur, use extreme caution for heavy UAS. It's weird, it's a red circular shape.
None of this makes sense, and we're going to look at it all right now in today's video. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's get this video going.
As he's just said, none of this makes sense. We have the officials from the government and the military coming out there on TV telling people that they're effectively imagining things. Okay, this is some kind of mass hysteria. This is where we are with these people, and we all want to know what on earth is actually happening.
There is so much new footage coming out within the last 24 hours. It is bizarre. I'm talking absolutely wild. So I've showed you guys a couple clips of these things being caught on camera, apparently firing some sort of weird projectile.
No, that's a drone. Holy shit! I got that on video! Take a look at this.
Again, people, we have another drone or UAP, should I say, firing what looks to be like some kind of laser weapon. This is unbelievable. We've already seen this kind of footage before, and here we are, more footage of this.
What about these things up in the sky which look like they're releasing some sort of weird chemicals or some kind of jet stream? Take a look at this.
That does not look like a plane. And it's literally going, it seems like it's going upright. It's like a vertical. Like, what is it spraying? What is that? Whatever it's spraying looks so thick. I'm scared. What the heck is that? What do you think? What do you think?
Now there's people in the...
Now, the other day on the emergency broadcast on Saturday last week, we were able to show you these drones or UAPs or whatever they may be in the skies spraying some kind of mist down onto the population below. Now, that footage that we showed you before was like at dusk or something like that, very early evening, and the skies were dark. We now have footage of this happening in the day, people. What on earth is happening? And what on earth is being sprayed down onto the populations below? People need to start asking themselves these kind of questions, because this is what is happening. And our governments, our military, our politicians, and our despicable media over in the UK, they're all silent about it. Absolutely silent, and the only message that they are giving to any of us is, we don't know what they are, we've got no idea where they've come from or what they're doing, but there's absolutely no need to worry whatsoever. Now, do you people, you good people who watch Arno TV, do you believe what they are telling you? Because I, for one, do not believe them. And I am deeply, deeply, deeply concerned about what on earth is actually happening.
Comments of this video trying to say that those are chemtrails. You've never seen chemtrails behind a plane or contrails or whatever. That thing is literally sitting there stationary, and the trails, steam or whatever, the mist that's coming out of it, looks like it's going straight down vertically. What kind of chemicals is this thing releasing, and what's below it? Cities, neighborhoods, traffic, people. And then take a look at this. Someone also sent me a video of what appeared to be a cloud in LA, California exploding. It looked like the cloud was literally just catching fire.
What on earth is happening out there, people? This is just, as I've said, it is becoming on a day-by-day basis like watching some kind of end of days or a movie or an episode of the X-Files or something of that nature. It is bizarre what is going on, and it is undeniable that these things are happening, and the media in the UK are completely and utterly silent. Just like the politicians and the military. Nothing has been said to anybody. The public are completely in the dark.
The more and more I look at it, this flame just ripples all the way through the entire cloud, and only in the cloud. Like, the cloud was combustible. How can a cloud catch fire or explode? Unless there's something in the air now that is explosive. What is this? Is that CGI? There's something weird about that. What do you guys think that is right there? I don't know how to explain it.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. Hold on, let me still get it. Let me still go focus in. You know that.
God, I'm looking at this. I can't believe it.
Oh my God, there's more coming.
Look at this.
What is it? Planes don't look that color. There's a...
So that's not the first time that someone's captured something like this. I believe it was Las Vegas. There was something like this up in the sky, and a bunch of people filmed it.
Oh my God, is that your photo? Wait.
Where?
I can't even get it on the camera.
It's true.
And then
So we now have the first video there was from New York City, which we showed you yesterday, of these orbs in the sky, releasing other orbs, yeah? Which, as we've told you, is one of the most densely populated cities in the world. Now we have the same thing going on in Nevada, in Las Vegas, at the other side of the country. These things are all over the place now in the United States. This is not it's not isolated anymore to the tri-state area and the East Coast around New York. Oh no, this is going on all over the place now. And as we've said before, how long do we all have to wait out there? How long do we have to wait before this is coming to a sky near you? Now, I want people to think back to 2019, around this time of year, when we all started hearing news stories about events that were taking place over in Wuhan, in China, that seemed very far away from us all. And then what happened next? The whole world was shut down. Is that what we are now, going to expect from this? Because this is spreading all over the place, okay? All over the place. And people need to start asking the questions, how long do we have to wait before this, as I've said, comes to a sky near you, above your town, above your city, in your country? And may I remind people, as we keep telling you, that last month we had these UAPs or drones or whatever they are flying around with impunity over 4 RAF bases in the UK, which are the same bases where we allegedly store our nuclear weapons, okay? And we've had on record in the congressional hearings from David Gresh and others, okay, that historically these things that are flying around in our skies have had a track record in the past of being able to turn on and turn off our nuclear weapons. What on earth is actually going on out there? But and all we get and all we are getting from the governments is a complete wall of silence. This is just absolutely incredible, people.
And there's also footage of what people believe is another one of these things possibly going down. Take a look at this.
Bro, they shot one of the drones out the sky. Bro, I was looking at this thing. It was like blinking up here. Look at this. What the fuck is that? Yo.
Now, I didn't see any other aircrafts anywhere near it. I didn't see it as a drone before it started smoking and going down, so I can't say that something shot the drone out of the sky. But at the same token, that doesn't look like regular airplane trails or anything like that to me. It's some weird object smoking coming down from the sky. But then take a look at this too.
Something's going up real fast. A plane? I can't tell what it is. Whoa, is that moving quick? That could be a drone. I don't know what the hell that is. But that is quick. There's only one remaining right now. Whatever that green flashing one is, he moved quick around it to get it.
And watch what happens next. Take a look at this.
He's like right there with it. Ooh, he's like right on it. Ooh, that whatever it was just shot down the drone. If that was a drone.
Things, people, are flying around our skies with impunity, and it appears that things are being shot out of the sky. Now, I want the people to remember the predictions that we keep bringing up that Cliff High made using that linguistic software, that these predictions, as I've said, were made in 2009, And I want people to remember, as we've told you before, that these predictions were made in 2009. And at that time, Joe Rogan's podcast was in its absolute infancy. I think at that time, YouTube was only a couple of years old. And, you know, he was, you know, doing podcasts with his mates, basically. It was no big deal. Donald Trump was on The Apprentice, wasn't even on In Politics. But this linguistic software that is able to predict future events, which was originally developed for predicting stock market trends, I believe, made a prediction, and a key marker event would have to happen for this prediction to go forward and happen, basically. And that key marker was that Joe Rogan would interview Donald Trump. And that interview, I think I said November before, it actually took place at the end of October, prior to the elections that went out in America at the start of November. But that interview happened, and these predictions were that 39 days after that key marker event took place, which took us to December the 3rd, 2024, that the hidden science would come into the open. It talked about battles in our skies with human technology and non-human technology. And what on earth is playing out on a day-by-day basis in our skies now? And those people out there, okay, I'm not saying that this, that everything that Cliff High says is correct, but those people that were mocking Cliff High and poo-pooed Cliff High, well, those people, they're not laughing anymore, are they? Because this is exactly what is going on in our skies, people.
Holy crap.
Whether these are drones, UAPs, UFOs, I don't know what they are. Nobody really does at this point, but there is more and more footage coming out by the minute, by the day. Now watch this closely, okay? Because there's a red drone up in the sky and it looks like it's being approached by this white orb.
What the hell? Okay, something's going on. Something's going on. What is that next to it? A part of me is starting to maybe think like that red drone is someone's drone, like someone here putting it up, like police or something like that, and the one above it is the unidentified drones. I don't know, that's not accurate. I am just saying my theory, because that red drone is really low. It's kind of weird. And oh my god, look at that one going. What the fuck? Where is it going? It went close to that red drone. What the hell is happening? It's going low.
And then there's...
Now, does that white thing in the sky there, does that look like a hobbyist drone? Yeah? Because this is what is being told to the public. Okay? This is unbelievable, people. This is going on day by day, and the amounts of the incidents of this are not they're not dissipating, they are intensifying on a day by day basis, and they are spreading from state to state. You know, we started on the east coast of America, now we're all the way over in California and Las Vegas, and you know, we've had incidences in Texas as well, in the mid states in America. This is going on all over the place, people. So I think people need to start getting some answers from our governments, from the mainstream media in the UK, who have been absolutely, totally and utterly silenced. There is only Talk TV that's put a couple of segments on there about this. Everybody else is being completely silent. Now, isn't that a surprise?
There's this footage, which appears to be like one craft flying together and then it separates into two separate crafts. Take a look at this. And it looks like it's one object, then all of a sudden it looks like it slowly starts to morph into two objects. Here's another clip of an object flying over someone's home that looks exactly the same in the shape and the lights and everything. Check this out. It's like a boomerang-shaped aircraft going over their home. It's definitely not an airplane, and it has these same similar red lights as the object that separated just a second ago.
And again, these triangle shapes seem to be a key feature in all of this. And some of the footage that's coming up later is going to remind you of something that we've already watched.
Now I have a theory, and I'm just going to throw this out there. You guys could tell me what you think.
How are they fueling them? They have to land somewhere. Drones don't fly forever.
I believe that when that little orb was approaching the red drone that you could see clearly lit up in the sky, I think that it was recharging. And if you think that that's so far shot out, we have airplanes that literally refuel other planes midair. Technology is advancing, and drones obviously need to be charged somehow. If the military was able to...
Nothing, people, is beyond the realms of possibility at the moment because there is a blanket silence from the authorities, and speculation is only going to grow day by day because of this complete wall of silence. So I don't think what this gentleman's saying on Mindseat TV is beyond the realms of possibility, because the things that we are seeing in our sky are definitely not normal. And as I keep saying, how long are we going to have to wait before this comes to a sky near you, above your town, above your city? Very, very soon. And again, if there's any of the Arno TV viewers out there that have witnessed any of this or have any footage of this themselves, please send it my way, okay? And I will broadcast it for you on Arno TV. And while we're talking about Arno TV, I've noticed there's been more subscribers coming in, and I've noticed that some of those people are coming in from the States. So thank you very much for liking and subscribing to this channel. And if you are watching Arno TV and you haven't liked and subscribed the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel, and it will help the channel grow. And also by liking the video, that spreads the reach further. So I need my viewers to start subscribing to the channel, because this is going on, and as I've told you, this is not something that seems to be going away. This is intensifying on a day by day basis, and we are trying to provide you with the footage that we're able to get online because of the complete lack of any information whatsoever by the authorities. This is where we are. We are not trying to sensationalize the news or scare anyone or try and make anyone think in a certain way. We are just providing you what information we can get hold of in order to try and get some kind of an explanation to what on earth is happening, people.
To refuel airplanes mid-flight without the plane having to land and go down, what makes you think that we don't have drones that can be recharged mid-flight? Seriously. So if you look at that aircraft that looked like it was one object and then it separated into two, I think that they might be recharging while flying, and then they separate when they're done recharging. When it was in the shape or the form of one, I think it was connected and recharging. Are they just staying up in the air? There's something strange about that. Now listen to this conversation this pilot had with other pilots over transmissions on the airwaves. Take a listen to this.
No, there's one way up high and one about my altitude. Moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color. It's weird. It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean and then coming back in about, 20 miles or closer to us. and then zips back out of the ocean and we can't see it.
So he literally said he saw white orbs that he couldn't really describe, couldn't explain. One of them was moving in a circular motion. But then he said there's this red orb that's going out to the ocean and back in at insanely fast speeds. He couldn't describe it. He couldn't explain what he was seeing. Never saw anything like that before. But it was shooting out to the ocean and it was coming back inland. I think that that's the charging drone. I think that the red ones are up there charging these little white orbs. I could be completely wrong, but from the last couple clips that I just played, seeing this thing separating and turning into like two different drones, hearing the pilots talking about this red orb coming in and going back out to the ocean insanely fast, it would make sense if these things were being charged mid-flight. But now, away from that theory, I have to turn you guys to a whole nother logic, because there's more sightings happening right now in Brazil. Take a look at this.
Disse pra vocês que a gente dia vê, estão aqui, corram. Só olha pro céu, olha, não para de vir, olha ali pra isso. Olha pra isso.
Que isso? Tá no luz, tá no fogos.
Não tem, não é fogos não, minha filha. Eu tô aqui há meia hora e não para de subir luzinha em forma de triângulo. Tá vendo ali, ó? Em forma de triângulo.
Now, what about this?
Now, that footage that we just saw in Brazil there, okay, that formation that was flying over whoever was filming it, some of that was very, very, very eerily similar to those drones or UAPs that were flying in formation over that American Air Force base that we showed you in yesterday's stream. This is getting bizarre. These triangles seem to be a prominent feature in these things that are flying around the skies with total impunity. This is not made up, people. This is what is being captured worldwide. And this is spreading day by day, people. Day by day.
Like, what is that? Do you see that? What?
These white orbs that are flying around in the sky and moving and maneuvering and doing their own thing, I captured 73 of these in my backyard in July.
Like that right there, coming down. Right near the airplane. Look at that. That blinking light is more than likely a plane, but look at, here comes one. Is it gonna f up the airplane?
People thought I was crazy. I uploaded the video and people were like, oh, that's Starlink. Those are satellites. Satellites don't just come down into our atmosphere and start making maneuvers and moving on their own. Last time I checked. And I caught more than 70 of these things in July. If all those orbs that we're seeing in the sky are just drones, I saw a ton of them over Florida, guys. So I don't know what that means, but I do know that something major is happening.
And this guy is in Florida, okay, which is thousands of miles away from New Jersey and New York. Okay, bear that in mind, people. America is a huge country and this is spreading all over the place.
And we are not being told what's going on. I can tell you that right now. And then what about this video? This guy captured like these weird orb-looking things going up into the clouds, and this was 2 days ago.
This is above the Pentagon. Look at this. This is happening above the Pentagon, and we're led to believe that they have got no idea what's going on, people. This is 5 days ago, people.
Are you kidding me? The clouds lighting up, the sky opening up, and these white little orbs going up towards that opening in the sky. Also, people are capturing footage of birds flying the out of New Jersey. We're talking.
Yeah, I've seen what we're about to show you here. I've seen loads of footage of this, of starlings in New Jersey that are swarms of them. Now, at this time of the year, of course, birds will migrate. But the starlings in New Jersey would usually migrate southwards to warmer climates. These starlings, from the experts that I've heard on the internet today talking about this, all seem to be migrating northwards out of New Jersey.
Talking about like millions of birds trying to get the hell out of the state right now.
Oh my God.
What on earth is happening, people?
Yo,
this is
what
like
the-
an end of days scenario. Okay, this is just insane. Look at all these birds.
10,000 birds, yo.
Major reports are going on all over the United States. Other states are seeing these things. It's not just the Northeast, like I said before.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base airspace was closed for about 4
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is the footage that we showed you of what appeared to be a UAP or drone battle happening over their airspace. People, this is what is going on, and we are getting absolutely no answers whatsoever from our governments.
4 hours Friday night into Saturday morning after small unidentified drones were spotted near the base.
I went to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. They were unable to talk to us.
Med Flight 8 Patterson Tower, use extreme caution for heavy UAS movement on the base. Security forces is handling the situation.
So the news just covered an Air Force base being shut down temporarily due to these strange drones or orbs or whatever flying around it in Ohio. This happened yesterday.
Yeah, so many questions following the sightings. The FBI and the White House still say they don't know the origin. They also say they don't have any evidence that the drones pose any sort of threat.
My judgment, based on my experience, is that those that are over our military sites are adversarial and most likely are coming from the People's Republic of China. I believe they're spot.
Do you believe that, people? Do you seriously believe, right? If the American military, the most powerful military in the world, seriously thought that these drones or UAPs were an adversary like China, like this gentleman just said, or Russia, or they've said Iran as well, that's been come out and been spoken about, do you seriously believe that there would be no military in the sky at least attempting to do anything about this? Is that what we are led to believe? Because I personally do not believe that for one moment. Not for one moment, okay? I do not believe, if they seriously believed that it was a foreign adversary that was in control of these drones or UAPs, that they at the very least would not have planes and military in the skies attempting to do something about it.
But then we have the White House and the FBI releasing statements like this.
We have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully. And importantly, there are no...
Do these look like manned aircraft to you, people? Do what we are showing you on our, what's Arno TV, the footage, should I say, that Arno TV has brought you, does this look like manned aircraft? Because it does not look like manned aircraft, and it definitely does not look like some drone hobbyist, okay? This is just unbelievable that this lack of information and so much mud in the water is being put out there into the public consciousness. It's absolutely unbelievable and at the same time frightening and disgraceful.
Reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace.
Pilots are seeing these things and they don't know what they are. And we're talking about government trained official pilots that are saying this over radio frequencies like, I got this thing up here, never seen anything like it before. Air bases are being shut down because they can't fly with these things around them. Do you not see how their statement coincides with what's actually happening? Lawfully manned aircrafts fly within regulations. They don't go to restricted zones because if...
And lawfully manned aircrafts, okay, there are so many apps out there now that you can track flights or any commercial aircrafts in the sky 24/7. So the fact that people who have been, obviously seeing these things, some of them have these apps on their devices and are checking to see if it's any conventional aircraft or anything like that that's up there, and nothing is coming back. So I am not saying, okay, that some of these, sightings are not misidentified conventional crafts, because I'm sure they are. But when people are seeing these things, and they've also confirmed through their own devices and the apps like this that we're talking about that they may have on their apps, that there are no conventional aircrafts in the air above them, then how can the government be coming out and making these kind of statements?
If they are lawfully manned, that means that they have to be in our airspace and follow the laws of our airspace. What they wouldn't do is shut down a major air base in Ohio because they're flying in restricted zones. So what this guy's saying right now on the news and all these press conferences, total bullshit.
The government knows what is happening. Our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
That is very different than just giving the people a no.
That is very different, and that's a very telling statement like there, because I've got no doubt in my mind that Trump probably has had some kind of a briefing to what is going on. And it's very interesting that the current government under Biden are out there telling people that they've no idea what these things are, no idea where they've come from, no idea what their intentions are, yet they are flying around our skies with utter impunity, okay? But on the other hand, Donald Trump comes out and says they know exactly, the government know exactly what they are and where they're from, okay? This is just an incredible situation that we are watching unfold before our eyes on a day-by-day basis. This is just unbelievable. And as I keep saying, I'm just wondering how long this is going to be before this comes to a sky above you very, very soon.
The fact that he said,
I don't want to comment on that,
is a pretty clear indicator to me. What do you think? So there's a lot of different theories going around about what these are, and some people believe that they're ours and that they're trying to sniff out nuclear radiation. Actually, that makes some sense too, because if you watch the video I did yesterday, I just found a report. I'll pull it up for you right now. Hang on.
And we covered that report about the theories that there is some missing nuclear weapon out there at the moment that these drones or UAPs possibly could be trying to locate. But again, nobody can give any definitive answer on anything like this because there is absolutely no information coming forward from the authorities whatsoever.
This is on the nrc.gov website, an official government website, United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission, event notification report for December 13th, 2024. And that says event right here. The event text reads, source lost in transit. The following information was provided by the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. The licensee reported to NJDEP on December 3rd, 2024 that a GE 68-pin source that they sent for disposal has been lost in transit on December 2nd. Right here on the nrc.gov website, it says that we had material go missing on the 2nd, which was 2 weeks ago.
And if this report that this gentleman's reading out is accurate, okay, it's just alleged at the moment because we have to be careful what we say. But if this is accurate, this is not a set of car keys we're talking about, okay? It's not something that you could lose quite easily. We're talking about a nuclear weapon, for God's sake. And the idea that something like that has gone missing and nobody knows who's got hold of it, where it is, whose hands that may be in, is an absolutely frightening thought, people.
And I think that that's when all the crazy hype started happening in New Jersey and New York with these weird drones showing up. And let's just say our government is trying to find this nuclear radioactive container that went missing. If it's not that serious, why have hundreds of drones all over the United States looking for it? So these are some very strange times that we're living in right now, guys. People don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to give you as much information as I can. I'm finding new videos uploaded by the hour, by the minute. And I will continue doing that until we get to the bottom of this and figure out what the hell these things are. What do you think they are? Do you think these are strange orbs like extraterrestrial Chinese spy drones that are coming in like this guy just mentioned a few minutes ago? Or do you think that these are our own drones sniffing out some sort of radiation? Let me know what you think.
Let's move on to the next thing, okay? Now, this, again, shocking more footage, okay? So we've shown you this guy's channel before as well, Jesse on Fire, okay? So let's just show you some of the stuff that's on his channel today. And again, anyone's channels we show, give them a like and subscribe. And please like and subscribe to Arno TV as well, okay? So let's just have a little listen and a little look on the update that Jesse on Fire is putting out today.
Drone sightings, and we are going to look at exactly what that is, in addition to some other big things, because my wife last night showed me a recent video that just came out over Detroit, okay? And that one is okay. So I
want you to think about how big the United States is, people, okay? We were initially talking about the tri-state area around New York, okay? He's now talking about Detroit. Detroit is miles and miles away from New York. This is spreading all over the United States. We've shown you footage from Brazil today. I've seen footage from other countries. I've seen footage from China. I've seen footage from Germany. This is happening all over the world, people. And our governments are telling us absolutely zero, nada.
This video is taken from an airplane that is flying over Detroit. It is the first one that I saw where I'm like, okay, now I can be convinced that that is definitely not man-made, okay? Because, like, you know, we looked at the one from the other day where it shot down, you know, a UFO shot down a drone over, over Arizona. We'll look at that again, actually, just because I'm looking at it right now, and that video is really crazy. Like, that is a really crazy video when you really watch it and you watch, like, the good version of it. So watch it again. But, oh, my God. Liz Cheney facing 20 years in jail. Oh, what a terrible outcome for her. Couldn't have happened to a better family. Anyway, so we're going to look at those. So again, I apologize. I'm getting excited. I was trying to do like 8 things at once here, and I don't have time to reel back and do this because I'm going to shoot with my wife. However, so new FBI urgent warning. We're going to look at this video that I saw over the Detroit airport that is absolutely insane. And then we're going to look at that one, and then we'll look at some other stuff. So let's just jump right into it. I love you guys. Thank you for the continued support. It's really challenging to know what you're looking at with all of these things. So you can't really take anything for granted. What I do know that I'm looking at is an incredible amount of support from my subscribers and my viewers, and I genuinely really appreciate that. If you have not subscribed to the channel,
let's just get past the waffle, because Jesse does waffle on a bit. So let's just get to the footage, and obviously I don't want to get copyright strike. So let's just find the footage. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so this is in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, so I want people to think about the geography of America. Arizona is thousands of miles away from the East Coast.
No, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to tell you this thing that clearly is not true, and you're not really going to know what you're looking at, and it's just going to be really weird for you. So just keep looking at videos, and you'll have no idea what's real and what's not. And it's really annoying, and I am unhappy with that. And later in the video, I will tell you how we can all kind of try to battle that back. But okay, so let's look at this one again. This is the one where the UFO shoots this, shoots the drone down. Now, if you guys have any ideas of what this is, as a matter of fact, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I don't know what this is. You guys don't know what this is. That's what we're doing with this video. You tell me, what are these things? Okay, so for each one of these, I want everyone in the comments to tell me what they think.
And as he's saying here, feel quite free as well to leave your comments on the YouTube videos on YouTube to A, what you think is going on, and B, what any of these things are in your mind, because it's absolutely insane that we still have a complete silence from the authorities.
Think each of these are. So for part 1, we are doing UFO shoots down the drone, okay? You tell me, what is this? What am I looking at?
A plane?
Watch how fast this thing moves once it gets over towards the drone. Watch this.
Oh, is that moving quick?
And then it just stops like that.
That could be a drone. I don't know what.
Okay, again, that's the part I'm rewinding it because are you guys maybe I'm being over dramatic, and I'm like, this is not one of those ones where I'm like, this is not human. But what moves like that? What moves that fast and then stops on a dime like that? Ready? Whoop. Am I wrong?
I don't know what the hell that is.
Like, that covered a lot of ground really fast and then just kind of stopped on a dime. But it has these flashing lights on it, which in my opinion are a dead giveaway that it's got to be human, because why on earth would something not man-made have big flashing lights on it that are made for us to clearly be looking at? And then it shoots it down. It's all, hi, what are you doing up here, drone? Thanks for hanging out. And why don't you just hang out while I shoot you, and you can just fall right out of the sky. See, this is where the first video started. It just is like, oh, here it comes, descends down, and then gets right next to it, and then bang, shoots it out of the sky. Oh, good night. Right? Now, I will say,
what is going on, people?
That in watching that again, one thing that I had not considered is that maybe the one that comes down is the one that's moving fast that whole time. And so it looks as though it is getting shot down, but in reality, it's like someone controlling it and just goes straight down, and like, that's just how fast this thing is. Because watch, it does seem like that one that was there stays there.
Ooh, that whatever it was just shut down the drone.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. You guys tell me, what is that? Okay? What is that? Tell me what that is. All right, that's the first one. Now also, why don't you look at the first one right there under Benny Johnson? Oh no.
Let's move on to the next bit of footage
Poor
here,
Cheney family.
Which
All
is
right,
shot
so,
from a plane,
seriously,
people. This next bit of footage that I'm going to show you is shot from a passenger plane where someone has shot footage out of the window on the plane, and you tell me, people, what on earth you think is going on.
Is it? Okay, so this is the actual story that we're going to look at right now, and then we'll go back to that. All right, so as I said, this is over Detroit. What is this? Honestly, tell me. You guys tell me, what is this? Ready? This is over Detroit. Bang.
What is going on out there, people? Okay. I want you to think, if you were on the plane
that's above the
and
cloud
you saw
line.
this out of the window, what on earth would you be thinking?
That is way higher than drones fly.
Don't be concerned, because the government tell you there's nothing to worry about.
That's at cruising altitude. Drones, human drones, are not allowed to just hang out above the cloud.
This plane is at cruising altitude, yeah? We've all been up in a plane. We know how high up they get, yeah? Do you honestly believe that a drone hobbyist, yeah, would be flying drones up at that kind of height, and you'd be able to see them out of a passenger plane window while you were in flight? Yeah, because this is the kind of thing that we're being expected to believe by our despicable governments, okay? This is unbelievable that they are expecting the public to swallow the ideas, yeah, that it's conventional hobbyist drone people that are doing this. I mean, this is just unbelievable.
Cloud line that high. Again, look at this. What is that?
Look how many of them there are.
And I'll tell you something else very important about this particular video is those are not flashing.
Another 3 in a triangle shape.
I still don't understand why I don't understand what the purpose of any of these things having lights on them is. Okay? But those in particular are above the cloud line, so it's not to be seen. Now, if you are a consistent viewer, you already know where I found this story, and I'm going to tell you if you're a new viewer where I found it, because it's important, because after this, we're going to talk about the dire warning from the FBI. You need to know how credible these things are, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. Now, remember the story that I told you guys about with Iran sending assassination teams to try to take out President Trump? You want to know what's frustrating about that is if you're smart enough to know why that might be true, then you also know why it might also not be true. You go to the left-wing media, and they're going to say, oh yeah, there's 100 different assassination teams. You go to the right-wing media, and they're like, yeah, there are, but it's like not Iran, it's the deep state. And you're like, what on earth is going on? Ground News is the first news comparison platform that helps you see through bias and manipulation. Their app and website gathers related news in one place to highlight important perspectives.
Story on this one. Just bear with me a minute, people. I just want to try and get as much footage out to you as possible, but at the same time, I don't want to be breaking copyright with anybody, so and getting copyrighted. So just bear with me a minute. So let's just move on.
In the comments, what is that? What is that? What are those things? Those ones are.
It's just a bit further on the next, because that's just still talking about what we just saw out of the plane window. Okay. What was the next thing on here that I wanted to show you, people? Just bear with me a second.
Play with matches with Gabby and Jesse. You guys will love it. See that beautiful thing right next to me? That's my wife. She's smarter than me too. So play with matches, Gabby and Jesse. Actually, let me show you what what do you not hear in this video right here? What do you not hear? Pretty quiet as it relates to people saying, oh my God, what is that? If you had that outside of your airplane, you're telling me that you wouldn't be like, dude, what is that? You wouldn't be like patting the person to your right. You know, if you're out like right next to
Which is a good point.
You know, or to your left or right, whatever. If you're on the window, you're not going to be like, hey, are you seeing that? Everybody in the rows are not going to be talking to each other. That's weird to me. You know, maybe people are less social than I give them credit for. But now let's listen to the FBI's urgent warning about drone sightings in New Jersey. Full disclosure, have not heard this yet, so let's hear what they said.
Well, an urgent warning from the FBI and state police about all those drones spotted in New Jersey. They're urging the public, do not shine laser pointers at them after several incidents of plane and helicopter pilots getting hit with the lasers in their eyes during flights.
Right. The White House finally has broken its silence on the topic, saying that the drones seen over the Northeast are a mix, they say, of law enforcement, commercial, and hobbyist drones, saying no public or national security threat.
I want people to think about the kind of footage we have been witnessing, okay? Does that statement sound accurate? And I am under no doubt that some of these sightings are misidentified, conventional aircrafts like helicopters and planes. But the idea that some of these things that we have seen is hobbyist drones is laughable. Laughable, people. We are not being told the truth at all. Something serious is happening right now, and the public are being kept in silence. And I want people to think, as we've said, as we've shown you, what is being said in the congressional hearings with people like Elizondo and David Gresh. Yeah, what have these people come out and put on the record? They have come out and said publicly that the American government and other governments are fully aware that they are in possession of, I repeat, non-human technology, okay? Non-human craft, should I say, that they have recovered and have been back engineering for decades, and from some of these recovered crafts, they also have non-human biologics. Non-human biologics. This is not me that is saying this. This is on the record in Congress, people.
Has been found.
Oh, is that right? Is that right? So these right here, which are these? Like, which are these? Are these hobbyists? Are they law enforcement? What purpose are these serving right here if they're
that high,
if they're law enforcement? So like this one right here, over on the left side, right? Is that a hobbyist that's flying at the same altitude as a cruising jetliner?
Exactly.
Is it law enforcement? No. So I guess if we can't explain these ones, right? Whole cluster of them, then what are you talking about? Because these are over Detroit, over the Northeast.
At all.
So clearly, these ones do not fall into the categories that you are talking about. But it's fine. Let's go back and continue to listen to whatever nonsensical lies they're telling us.
ABC's Perry Russell with the latest.
The White House today working to calm concern over the reported drones hovering over the north.
Those are obviously drones. Again. Those are also 100 feet in the air.
Northeast.
There's no national security threat we're seeing at this time. And
How
no
can
threat
they
to public
say
safety.
this, that there's no national security threat, when they're openly coming out on television and saying that they have no idea what these UAPs or drones are that are in the skies, who or what is in control of them, and what the intentions are of these things. This makes absolutely no sense, and as we've said, these things are flying around our skies with total and utter impunity.
ABC News cannot confirm what these videos show. National Security spokesman John Kirby on GMA this morning saying people are seeing a mix of law enforcement, commercial, and hobbyist drones in the sky.
Most of these aircraft are doing good things. They're delivering products. They're being tested for science purposes.
Delivering products.
I know there's been a lot of talk about in the future that products will be being delivered by drones, but as far as I'm aware, has any of you people out there had a drone deliver anything to you? Because I haven't, and I wasn't aware that that was actually happening as yet.
They're delivering product. That's a thing that's happening. I've been hearing about, product delivery for a long time. I didn't know they'd actually put that into practice, because that would be pretty cool. But as far as I understand, the problem that they're having is once they're known to be delivering products, people shoot them out of the sky, steal the thing. Also, who is using drones to deliver things? Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Conducting law enforcement missions.
Drones have been reported in at least 7 states in the Northeast. Federal sources tell ABC News they're deploying infrared cameras and drone detection
They said 7 states in the Northeast. We've also talked about Detroit, which is Michigan. We've talked about Las Vegas. We've talked about California. We've talked about Texas. We've talked about Connecticut, and Ohio. This is all over the place. Florida we've talked about. We've seen footage from Brazil. This is not isolated to the tri-state area of around New York anymore. And as I keep telling people, may I remind everybody that we have had these things, drones or UAPs or whatever they are, flying with total impunity around 4 RAF bases in the UK, which are the same bases that we allegedly store some of our nuclear weapons. And at the same time, our governments are telling us there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
Technology to ensure those flying over New York and New Jersey are not a threat.
Thousands upon thousands fly in our skies legally and lawfully every single day, doing all kinds of good things for the public good. And the Northeast Corridor is one of the busiest.
President-elect Trump demanding more government transparency.
I think they'd be better off saying what it is our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
Hey, let me ask you this. Hey, do you think Joe Biden knows? Hey, you think he knows?
I don't think Joe Biden knows anything.
No, he doesn't. Actually, he doesn't. As a matter of fact, I hate to derail this video, but you guys absolutely need to hear, you have to see this, okay? So have you guys looked up, I don't want to say his name too many times because I'm put this in a different category than the one that it's actually in, but let's call him Low Siren, okay? So let's go Brandon. Low Siren is dead, okay? I saw that trending on X, and so I actually don't even want to play it because it'll put this in a completely different category. But this guy right here got caught by Project Veritas. And I'm not, honestly, I'm not even gloating about this. I'm not joking about it. It's just, this is really important to note. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a complete new video on this. Actually, I am definitely going to do.
And if what's up on that screen here, okay, it is true, and I'm not saying that it is, because I wouldn't want to be accused of spreading any kind of misinformation. But if that is true, what a frightening thought that is, eh?
An entire new video on this, because what's happening with the drones is directly related to this, because bottom line of what he says here is he says that the big guy over there, hey, the big guy, not this one, the other one that's currently in office, he is calling to different departments, and they're like, he called looking for one of his advisors. He called DC looking for one of his advisors, and his advisor was on the plane with him. And they told him that, okay, like they told him, they're like, he's on that trip with you. And he goes, oh, okay. Hung up, and then called him back a second later and asked for him again. Like, the guy's he is essentially dead, is what he said. He's like, the guy, he can't even complete sentences, which I know that people who are...
And what a frightening thought that is, that we have somebody that's potentially in such an ill state that is running the most powerful country in the world, or allegedly in charge of the most powerful country in the world. It's just unbelievable. And, you know, it just makes these kind of events that are going on now even more concerning.
Kind of nasty about this stuff, want to laugh about that, like they think that's funny. It's not funny. First of all, it's not funny because no matter, I mean, I don't want to get into a whole political thing here. Obviously, you guys know which side I'm on in terms of like who I vote for and stuff. But at the end of the day, I really mean it when I say I am an American. There's nothing about the current sitting president being completely incompetent and unable to run things in any possible way that I think is funny, good, or anything else. It's all bad, especially when you have war hawks and military industrial complex currently actively trying to drive us into World War III, and we all know it.
And we've spoken about that on Arno TV, on the regular things that we usually speak about on this channel. And we are closer to World War III now than we ever have been in my life. And you have to start asking the questions as well. You know, is all this that's going on some kind of a distraction to take us away from some massive event that's about to take place? Who knows, people? But there is definitely something that is going on in our skies that we are not being that we are not being informed about whatsoever. And here we have more footage, okay, this time in San Diego, which is in California, which is in Southern California, which is about as far away you could get from the tri-state area in the huge geographical area of the United States of America. So let's just have a look at this one.
New tonight, after a wave of mysterious drone sightings in New Jersey, people are concerned and demanding answers, but the government isn't saying much. Now similar sightings are being reported here in San Diego and across Southern California. CBS 8's Brian White has the details.
This is over my house right now. What is that?
It's a question puzzling New Jersey residents looking up at the sky.
They're just pacing back and forth, going very slow.
Since last month, dozens of drones mysteriously hovering in the Jersey skies at night. Olivia DiMatteo owns a coffee shop near where the drones have been spotted.
They are the size of small cars, like almost like a Mini Cooper or a Ford Escape size.
There is a bunch of red lights floating in the sky.
This video was taken by archaeologist Colin Rambo a couple weeks ago in Lemon Grove.
I was driving down the street, just right down the street from my house here, and I pulled my car over because I saw what looked like a fleet of glowing red orbs.
Last night, someone called our CBS 8 newsroom with reports of a large drone sighting above the SR 125 freeway.
There are drones all over the sky.
And this video was taken 3 nights ago in Temecula.
We eventually saw one really fairly close, and it was just about the size of a car. We were at some points right under them, and there was no noise at all.
Music artist and producer, it's Nomad Music.
So people, this is now in Southern California. What you are witnessing here is footage from Southern California, which, as I've just told you, is about as geographically the furthest you could get from the tri-state area around New York. I want people to think out there, what on earth is going on? This is no longer an isolated incident. This is happening in all over the United States. We've shown you footage from Brazil this evening. I've personally seen footage from China. I've personally seen footage from Germany. This is happening everywhere, okay? And as I keep reminding people, this has been happening as well in the United Kingdom. And anybody of my viewers out there in the United Kingdom that has any experience of this or has any footage of this happening in the UK, I want you to send that footage to me and I will put it out on Arno TV and I will show that to everybody, okay? And anybody that is watching these streams and videos, please start making some comments on the videos on YouTube, actually on YouTube, and leave your thoughts to what you think is actually happening. And the people that have contacted me privately on things like Facebook and the odd message that's come through on YouTube, I can tell you now a popular thought of what is going on out there is Project Bluebeam. Okay, this is what people are speculating about because of a complete lack of information from the authorities.
Music said these didn't seem like regular planes or helicopters.
They'll be going just straight one direction, and then all of a sudden they'll just zag and then keep going or turn around, or they just break really quick.
I reached out to the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. They confirmed the drones were not law enforcement's, and a spokesperson for Camp Pendleton told me they're aware of recent drone activity in surrounding communities, but that, quote, no military unmanned aerial systems training or activity has occurred during the time or place in question. Meanwhile, in Lemon Grove, looking back, Colin thinks what he...
Look at that. Look at that is on the screen right now, okay? Now, that is rather like what we saw over the Air Force Base. And you see this looks like the astrological constellation of Cancer. And that looks like the constellation of Capricorn or Libra, okay? And we saw that all over that base in the last stream. What on earth is going on, people?
He saw could have been paper lanterns in the air, but he's not sure.
With everything that's going on in the news, all these sightings, just please look up at night, you know? The more we look up, the more chances we'll have to see what's out there.
Brian White, CBS 8.
This is absolutely unbelievable, people, what is actually going on. I mean, as I've said, please leave some comments in these videos to what you think is actually going on, okay? Because, as we've said, the governments are absolutely silent about this. And as you can see, someone's left a comment here in the chat. Bluebeam, mate. Bluebeam, okay? As I've told you, this seems to be a very, very popular theory to what is actually going on at the moment. So let's just have a look at this video what this senator's got to say.
Senator Peters will offer an amendment that responds to the reports of unusual drone activity, and I thank him for his great work and leadership on this. I'm proud to be a co-sponsor of this bipartisan drone legislation, which the FBI, the DHS, the FAA, and the DoD, the Department of Defense, all support. The Senate should pass our bill without delay. Our bill, among other things, explicitly authorizes state and local authorities to conduct drone detection and helps them better coordinate with federal law enforcement agencies to keep communities safe. The people in New York and New Jersey have a lot of questions, and they're not getting good enough answers. The utter confusion surrounding these drone sightings shows that the feds can't respond all on their own. They need help detecting these drones from local officials who have neither the resources nor the explicit authority.
I want people to think this senator's talking about, what he's talking about, but the authorities have come out publicly and said that they are not able to bring these drones or UAPs down with the conventional technology that they've got, where they can return drones to sender or effectively bring them out of the sky. Yeah? So, even if they pass further laws around drones, yeah, it doesn't make any difference to what we are dealing with, people. This is just absolutely unbelievable, and this is going on with impunity in our skies, people.
Party to act, and the bill fixes that. We all know drones are a relatively new phenomena, and there are millions of them all over the United States. A lot of them are hobbyists, some of them are companies doing legitimate work. But the federal government just doesn't have the ability or resources. If we were to say the federal government should look at this...
And this plays into another theory that's out there at the moment, that there are certain laws in the United States surrounding drones that are just about to expire. You know, some people are theorizing out there. Again, it's just a theory and it's speculation because there's been no information provided that this, whatever it is that's going on at the moment, is in order to pass very, very tough laws and have other areas where there's massive government overreach into people's personal privacy, etc. Again, this is just a theory and speculation because of the complete silence by the authorities, the government, the military, etc. But there is no doubt at all that these things are flying around our skies with impunity. And there has been report after report, thousands upon thousands of people now have seen these things. And bearing in mind what we've spoken about already and some of the things that we've shown you this evening that have been put on the record in Congress, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, whether there's some very, very powerful people in the background that are desperate for this technology, this non-human technology, which could be things like 0-point energy. And anybody who doesn't know what that is, I'm not even going to try and explain it right now, but essentially it would provide free energy. Okay? Now, if there are very powerful people in the background that would do anything to cover this kind of thing up, is it beyond the realms of possibility that these things are flying around in our sky are something to do with this attempt to not allow this kind of thing to be disclosed to the public? Who knows, people? It's all speculation, because there's been no information provided.
Completely, they'd be taken away from so many other important jobs. So the most logical thing to do is say, let the localities have some authority. These are law enforcement authorities. These are people we know and we trust. Now, for all we know, the recent drone incidents are entirely benign. But the people of New York and New Jersey understandably still have questions, and they deserve answers.
Do you think that these incidents are completely benign, like this Senator Chuck Schumer is saying? Because I do not think so. There is something very, very, very sinister I believe, should I say, there's something very sinister that is afoot at the moment. And the public are completely in the dark about it. I mean, it is getting quite late now, so I am going to start to wrap this stream up. But I want people out there, okay? I want people out there to think about the footage that we have shown you on Arno TV, okay? I want you to think about some of the things that we've shown you that's been disclosed in Congress, okay? And, ask yourself this question, okay? Do you really and truly believe when we have our governments coming out publicly and stating that they've no idea what these things are, they've no idea who or what is in charge of them and in control of them, and what their intentions are, the intention of these things are? And when they tell you this kind of information and follow it up with that there's absolutely no threat to national security, there's nothing to worry about at all, nothing to see here, do you believe what you are being told? Because I, for one, do not at all believe what we are being told. And there is two possible scenarios here. Both of them are equally as frightening. The first one is they genuinely do not know who or what these drones or UAPs are. They don't know who is in control of these, and they have absolutely zero idea what the intentions are of these objects in the sky, which is an absolutely frightening thought. And if that is the case, if that was the case, then why on earth are our militaries not in the skies at least attempting to do something about these drones in the sky? Okay? And the second option is they know exactly what they are, but they are choosing not to inform the public what on earth is going on. And that is also equally frightening. When we see these things flying around our skies with total and utter impunity, spraying mists in the skies, firing what looks like to be laser weapons from them. You know, we have orbs flying in formations that look like, you know, symbols of the constellation of the zodiac. Yeah? I mean, what on earth is going on out there, people? Because I am getting deeply concerned about what is going on. And something quite clearly is going on, and we are not being told at all by our governments what is happening. Okay, so I want people out there to start thinking about what you are being told, because if they are expecting us to swallow this utter rubbish, they must think we are absolutely stupid. Okay, absolutely stupid. But for tonight, I'm going to wrap it up because it really is quite late UK time. It's nearly 1:30 in the morning now. But we're going to be back soon on Arno TV with more information and more streams or videos, about what on earth is going on in our skies. And as I've told you, how long do we all have to wait out there before whatever is going on in our skies comes to a sky above your town, above your city, and you witness this with your own eyes? Because what is happening out there and the lack of information about what is happening is causing panic. It could cause mass hysteria, and it could lead to all sorts of chaos. So please, whatever you do, especially if you're in the United States, don't start taking the law into your own hands, okay? Because that could make things, far worse than it already is, you know? And obviously, before I go, if you enjoy Arno TV, and I would like to thank all my subscribers who've watched Arno TV historically, and also the new subscribers that have come in on the back of this new topic that we're covering. But if you like Arno TV, please like and subscribe to this channel. And once you've done that, ring the notification bell. So that way you will be informed about future streams or future videos that I'll be putting out on this topic and the things that we usually speak about on this channel in the future. And that way we can start to grow this channel. And it's also important as well, if you're watching the stream live or you're watching it catch up later, that you like the video as well, because that also increases the reach and gets us out wider on the algorithm through YouTube, okay? So, please do that, because, we're only trying to get this information out to you. And as I've said, I promise you, I'm not trying to sensationalize the news. I'm just trying to bring you, people, the information that's out there, because there is a complete lack of information being provided from the authorities, which is incredible. This is the end of 2024, and this is where we are with these people. They're an absolute disgrace. Okay, so I'm going to call it a night for now, but until I come back, should I say, I want everybody to look after themselves, their friends and their family and their loved ones. Take care of each other. Stay rock and roll. And I will be back soon with some more videos for you.